This episode of Mighty Car Mods is proudly brought to you by us and Cheryl's mystery box, which comes in 2 sizes.
Are you a car person or you know someone who is and you never know what to get them? This is the answer to your problem because it is a mystery. So mysterious, I don't even know what's in there and I can't, because of magic, I can't actually open it to check and tell you.
This here is a Mighty Car Mods loot crate, and I'll tell you why it's special. Number 1, it's heavily discounted, so you're going to get lots of rad stuff. But the big box, Cheryl's big box, is guaranteed to include a hat, a shirt, you enter your size, but it also has exclusive merch that's only available in the box. It's not available anywhere else on the shop. So you'll be out there rocking some stuff and people will go, you got that from Cheryl's box. Plus, we'd like to get a recipe in there as well, don't we, Mark?
If you would like to get your hands on Cheryl's box, just follow the link, click the thing goes to our website, goes to our shop. We will send it to you from here, anywhere in the world that the post goes.
For today though, people, it's time for the Up GTI build, not just to continue, but to complete. I think we're actually going to finish it today. We've got Miles down here. Everybody knows what his name is now, don't they? The Badge Commander. He'll be bringing his VCDS, which is the Volkswagen Audi group.
We are going to summon the power of Cheryl's box. Are you ready? Load it up. Ready?
Oh. But if it didn't look any different, it's because we neither have the time nor the budget for special effects.
Or the skills.
Anyway, run the graphics. Let's hit it. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods, and welcome to another episode of what I firmly believe is the best vehicle ever created. And I'm hoping values are going up.
It's up there.
Because it's never for sale, so that doesn't make any sense. People, what do you need to make your GTI up work? You need a Bechlun sensor. And the Bechlun sensor, also known as an acceleration sensor, luckily is only about $300. This here is, I'm being facetious of call, this here is the Bechlun sensor. This here is a safety sensor because we're using a GTI safety sensor on a GTI loom with an Australian crash module.
The GTI sensor would not work with the Australian safety stuff.
Yes, but this is from Germany?
That's a German one. No, that's from Germany.
That's from Spain,
but it's
actually.
for this generation of up, because we're also flipping generations. That's our other issue. So it's
that's
wiring
been the biggest
GTI-ness and also generation flip. So this makes our generation-ness work.
This is what we're changing, Martin.
And it's in case the car gets geschmacked.
Where's the thing, Martin?
Oh, it's a flap, I don't know.
All right, so I don't know if you can even see, but down here there's a little sensor. Here, that sensor is from a GTI. It's feeding an Australian safety system. It doesn't work, so we need this one to go into that. The battery's still a little bit Wi-Fi, as you can see, so the other thing that has arrived from Germany is a GTI battery tray. I think what's funny about this is just how dusty it is. I don't reckon there's a massive market, Martin, for up GTI battery trays, do you?
Do you know what? We actually scoped the signal that comes out of that crash sensor when it activates, and the signal, you literally sit on the scope and goes, Fix your shit. Because like, if that goes off, you're having a bad day.
I'm not often lost for words. I don't know where to go from that.
We should install it.
But here's what we're going to do. We're going to bleed the brakes. We got to put on like the inner arch guard liner stuff. We got some things to finish off here. The Badge Commander's coming in. We might show you his Amarok today because that's pretty special. We've got a sensor coming in. A whole bunch of other little fiddly things has come from Germany, but that's currently at Paul Wakeling Volkswagen down in Campbelltown. That's getting delivered up. That was a weird noise. That's it. So let's just hook right into it. Helping make this project possible is my very clever friend Miles.
Hello, mate.
How you doing?
Good, good.
People, what you're looking at here is a 2-door V6 Amarok. Volkswagen didn't make them. Who made them? Miles did. That's awesome. You get me horny?
I do have a horn for you.
You got my horn?
Yeah.
Yes!
It's in the front of this.
Oh, great. We're pilfering one of yours?
Yeah, it's delivered.
Great. Awesome. All right. You get the other bits?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, let's get it done. Who's excited?
I am.
No, you don't. You don't want to be here anymore, do you?
Nope.
All right, let's get it done.
Today we'll be trying to clear as many error codes as possible, and the easiest one to fix to start the day is the horn. So Miles is letting me temporarily steal one of his from the Amarok. This will plug directly into the Up and gets us one step closer to actually driving this car. So the horn has been installed, and I'm really interested to hear what it actually sounds like, because a lot of people's understanding about horns is that the way that they sound is fully determined by their construction, what the resonant frequency is of the material that it's made out of. But because this here was originally a German horn that then went on an Amarok, but it's now plugged into a GTI, a lot of modern horns, their sound is actually informed by the country where the GTI ECU thinks it's from, which is the UK. So anyway, let's see what it sounds like. Miles, give it a hit. That's weird. All right, we've definitely got to recode that out and turn it into an Aussie one. We're looking at this crash sensor. That's just easy plug and play, swap it out.
Swap it over, yep.
You've just informed me that probably my steering wheel's not going to work. Can we have a little chat about that?
Well,
it'll steer wheels.
It will.
But nothing else.
Well, it will steer wheels. If you have a crash, the airbag will explode in your face. But the things like the cluster, you can't control or change anything on the cluster. Because there's no steering wheel controls on the Australian delivered one. On the UK delivered ones and all the newer ones, they have the same steering wheel of that on a Golf.
Okay.
So they've got buttons and things like that.
So potentially we can change over to that, but that would probably be a better thing from a Recco as well, because I imagine a new steering wheel from Volkswagen would be proper expensive.
They're proper expensive, and they're pretty much all the same.
And they're universal, aren't they?
Yeah, so Volkswagen wheels. So a lot of the Volkswagen architecture at this point now is all pretty universal. So the CAN bus, the signals being sent from those steering wheel controls, you could put one from a Golf or an Amarok or a Sirocco or something like that, it'll work.
Do you know when CAN bus came into more prominence with this stuff versus analog switches? Is it in between our generations?
On this car?
Yes.
So they're both CAN bus, but one's more heavily biased.
More CAN bus.
Yeah, more CAN bus, yeah. So more control modules sit on CAN bus, so things like the aircon control, the fuel pump modules, that sort of stuff are on CAN bus.
Which used to be analog.
Correct.
And do we know when that change took place?
2016 to 2017.
Yeah, okay, right. So again, we're definitely straddling these two different generations.
100%, yeah, 100%.
Thank you very much for the horn. I would have used my own horn, but someone did a Houdini on this. And the thing is, when you're building a car, you want to keep absolutely everything until you're done. That did not happen. This whole piece, this whole aircon, this whole front section, fully just disappeared. Looked through old videos, looked through old footage, no idea where it is. No idea where it is. It is not in the building. No. Did you flog it? Where is it? Anyway, so because of that, sensor, horn, little things like that has just slowed things down a little bit. Anyway, so let's just get the sensor done first. Then let's see if we can get the steering stuff working.
Yep.
Then we'll see if we can get the battery orientation stuff going. And then we've got a few more things that are coming up from Volkswagen. And then hopefully today, I think we're going to be close, people. I think it's going to be... Actually, let's just call it.
If it doesn't drive today, I'm not coming back.
Great. If it doesn't drive today, that's the end. All right, let's get to it.
This sensor has been a very hard piece to find, but we're plugging it in and it's going to clear another error code, and that is an excellent thing.
Next up, we're going to make sure the brakes are bled and ready for driving. We're throwing the little car on the hoist and filling the system with Castrol brake fluid. We do have a big GTI brake kit for this, but we don't have all the components, so for now, this will get us going.
With that done, we can start assembling the rest of the car, starting with the inner wheel arches, except we've managed to lose pretty much all of the bolts and clips that we need.
You've probably noticed over the last couple of episodes that I've been wondering where all of my screws, where all my bolts are. It's been really annoying because we've tried to organise that bit of it really well. So every week we can't find all the things we need. We're kind of getting things from the bolt box. Where is all of my stuff? And then look over here. Look what I see. Surely it's not this that says Brumby on it. And then I'm like, but the Brumby's basically done. So I grab this, I have a look inside. Now I can tell you that is not from a Brumby. Now what's happened is, look at this. Someone has put mine inside an empty Brumby box, and now that is all my Volkswagen stuff. That is all the stuff that we've been missing for the last few weeks. Now a lot of this has since been replaced with other stuff. But now we have all the things that we need to insert the guard liner. So yeah, whether it's little baggies like this, I would say 30% of the time working on this car has been trying to find lost stuff, which is partly my fault and also partly just Heaps of people have used the space. It is a communal space. All sorts of people are using it and doing different projects, and things just get moved around. Anyway, brakes have been bled. Guard liners are going in. We had 3 of the 26 screws that we needed. The rest of those are going in. Then we can put the bumper on. Then we'll start investigating the battery tray and ECU little kind of holder. And then we might be ready for a drive. Is it premature to think we might be driving it soon?
Oh yeah.
It is premature to think I'm driving it soon? Awesome, let's do it.
It's time for the wheels and tyres to go back on, and while it's likely that I'll explore other wheel options down the line, for now I know that these do fit, they work with the brakes, and they're already wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport tyres, so they'll have more than enough grip for my little turbo nugget. I just can't believe how close we are to actually turning the key and driving this car for the first time.
So the front bumper bar is about to go back on, which means it's kind of monumental because it means it's almost complete. I mean, it's looking like a car again, or it will be, but you may be wondering, why is there still some stuff dangling out here? And that is because, again, the GTI has more features than ours has. So this here is for a fog light. This is the ambient temperature sensor for Australia. How hot is it? Hot. And that one there is for a fog light. You can see on the front of the bumper over here, we don't actually have any of those things. So a dumb bumper, there's no technology in there at all, but you can see, as is the way with Volkswagen, is that there is an allocation here to cut these out and add fog lights if we want to. Maybe like once the car's working, I would consider doing like a GTI bumper, or maybe if I can find another crash one in the UK or Germany, and replacing some of the kind of body panels. But then at the same time, normally I like keeping my cars look like sleepers and stuff like the Golf, but this one here, I'd actually be interested to making it look like a kind of, I was going to say a replica of a GTI. It will be a GTI in spirit and its performance. So I'm just going to cable tie these up here for another time for when I do get a GTI bumper. Then we'll throw that on, sort the battery stuff out, and then go from there. Do you want to know what the sound of success is for any modified car? It's this.
With all of the extra wiring tied up with some Mighty Car Mods cable ties, which are available on our online store, the front bumper is going on, but it's not going on without a fight. The important tip at this point is just keep hitting stuff until it fits.
That's on now. There's nothing else to see. Yeah. It's perfect fit. We've got a little bit of Tesla fitment over here, but we will get the self-tappers out. Let's just put a screw through here and continue on.
Sure.
The front end is on, and now we're back to looking through VW diagrams to try and see how we install the ECU and what its position is. The ECU on the non-turbo models was mounted to the battery tray with a bracket. We just can't work out exactly how to make it all fit, so I grab an angle grinder to modify the bracket that we already have. Once we get this working, we'll be driving this afternoon. And then disaster strikes. While manoeuvring the ECU into the engine bay, the metal casing touches the battery.
We just heard a little zap noise, and now when you turn the key, it just comes up with errors. Then if I try and depress the clutch, like it sounds like a jet taking off. Oh man.
It soon becomes clear that after all this work, we've fried the ECU.
That's about the worst problem you can have actually, because the ECU has to be coded to the car, and I guess that has to happen at Volkswagen. That's not something that can happen here, but then that would require then a new ECU, right? From Germany?
Or repaired.
Yeah.
One of the two.
The Volkswagen Up, the car that keeps on giving.
There's a glimmer of hope that maybe we've just blown a fuse either somewhere in the engine bay, around the battery, or buried deep within the dash. But after some investigation, it's now clear that the ECU that is specifically coded to work with this engine and this car is destroyed. Miles speaks to his contact at Volkswagen to see if we can get some help.
We use a multimeter and we test it out. Some of the pins do touch the casing.
Yeah, okay.
So there's definitely, volts have gone through where they shouldn't have gone through.
If we have actually destroyed this ECU, then this whole project, all this time and all this money could very well be over. At this point, we've got nothing to lose, so we're cracking the ECU and looking for evidence of fried circuits.
Does anything look fried, Martin?
Oh, you mean where I stabbed it with a screwdriver? Yeah, that looks a bit fried.
Where? You did not. Oh, dude, come on. So we've spoken to Volkswagen about getting a replacement ECU. It's $2,176, and there aren't any. So they've checked their stock in Germany, and they don't have any. So we've got to try and find a second-hand one somewhere in the world. And that is what we will do next.
This problem is not just about finding a physical ECU. Even if we do manage to do that, the new ECU will need to be cloned so that it thinks it's an UP GTI factory ECU and then specifically coded for this car. What we need is a hacker.
We bought an UP GTI from England and we brought it here, ECU engine, we put it into an Australian one, and today was our last day of our filming, and the ECU case touched the positive terminal of the battery and made a little zap, and now it doesn't work, so hence why I'm calling you.
You could be up to P-Bar Street with that one.
All right, that's it, everybody. It's like the highs and lows of this project. I'll tell you what, we need to try and find another ECU overseas. Before we can do that, nothing can happen anyway. We've either got to find another one and get it coded by Volkswagen, get another one and get it cloned by them, or just K-swap it. We're too far down the rabbit hole now. I'm far out, man. Can I have a snuggle? Thanks, man. Thanks, Miles.
It's not a cup, man. It's still.
Thanks, Miles.
We tried.
Nice.
You know what happens after things go down?
Yep.
They come up again.
Yes. An analogy
Science
for life.
has been tough, man.
It's been tough. All right. See you, everyone. Bye.